This girl's home is on one side of the street. Lauderhill 6th through 12th school is on the other side of the street. It's disturbing how this happened just steps away from a school.
I was walking and then I heard this guy jogging type running behind me. So then I looked back.
When I actually saw the video, that's when I really realized what was happening. When I saw that, everything inside of me turned upside down. I couldn't believe it was happening to me, to my child. First, he needs to stop doing what he's doing. He needs to seek Jesus. Secondly, he needs to turn himself in.
Police now searching for a person of interest. And it is so important that this man be caught, found, anything like that. We don't know if he's tried this before. We don't know if he's going to try it again. So if you recognize that person, if you have any information that can help with this investigation, contact Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS.
Authorities in Lauderhill, Florida, are actively investigating an attempted kidnapping of a 13-year-old girl. The incident, which occurred in broad daylight, was captured on surveillance video, leading to widespread efforts by local police to identify the suspect and bring him to justice. On the afternoon of October 7th, 13-year-old Kimora Reed was walking home after getting off her school bus. The young girl made her way down the 5,000 block of Northwest 18th Court in Lauderhill, an area she was familiar with and typically felt safe in. As she walked, Kimora noticed a man behind her. At first, she thought little of it, assuming he was simply another jogger passing through the neighborhood, as the area is often frequented by people out for a run or walk. In fact, she moved to the side to give him space, as many people jog in the area at that time of day. However, the situation quickly took a terrifying turn. The surveillance footage, which captured the entire ordeal, shows the man closing the distance between himself and Kimora. In a sudden and shocking move, the man grabbed the teenager and began to drag her toward a grassy area. The video reveals that the man initially approached her from behind and then physically struggled with her, pulling her to the ground as he attempted to abduct her. Kimora's response in the face of this terrifying ordeal was quick and instinctive. As the man pulled her onto the grass, she fought back, kicking and screaming in an attempt to free herself. She was able to break free, in part due to her loud cries for help, which drew the attention of a nearby neighbor. The neighbor rushed outside and confronted the suspect, causing him to release Kimora and flee the scene. It is believed that the man ran back to a car parked nearby, but authorities are still piecing together the details of his escape. Despite the frightening experience, Kimora was unharmed, and her bravery played a key role in her survival. Law enforcement has since called the incident an attempted abduction, and they are intensifying their efforts to locate the suspect. A spokesperson for the Lauderhill Police Department praised the young girl for her courage. He emphasized that her willingness to fight back in the face of danger helped her avoid being harmed. Authorities have acknowledged that they are unsure whether the man specifically targeted Kimora or if he had been waiting in the area for an opportunity to abduct a victim. The suspect is described as a thin black male, likely in his late teens or early 20s. He had short hair and was wearing a bright yellow shirt and red shorts at the time of the attack. Police believe he was acting alone. Surveillance footage shows the man running westbound on Northwest 18th Court before approaching Kimora from behind. After the struggle, he fled the scene by heading eastbound toward Northwest 49th Avenue. Kimora's mother was devastated upon learning of the attack on her daughter. When she first heard about the incident, she struggled to grasp the gravity of what had happened. However, after seeing the footage of the attack, she was overwhelmed by emotion. She said the sight of her daughter's distress, especially in such a violent and unexpected encounter, was a moment that shook her to the core. In the aftermath of the incident, she has been focused on comforting her daughter and reassuring her that she is safe, even as the memory of the attack lingers. Since the attack, Kimora's family has been working to support her emotionally, making sure she feels secure as she continues to process the traumatic experience. Her mother has expressed relief that her daughter managed to escape unharmed, but remains determined to see the suspect apprehended. She has called for the individual responsible to turn himself in, noting that he needs to face the consequences of his actions. She also made it clear that the family would not rest until justice was served. Local authorities are urging anyone with information about the suspect or the incident to come forward. They are particularly interested in hearing from anyone who may have seen suspicious activity in the area at the time of the attack, or from individuals who may recognize the suspect based on the description provided. Law enforcement reiterated that they are working tirelessly to identify the responsible individual and hold him accountable. The police department has also released a flyer with the suspect's description, hoping that someone in the community can offer crucial information that will lead to his capture. While the suspect remains on the loose, law enforcement is doing everything they can to ensure he is caught before he can harm anyone else. Kimora's brave actions in the moment may have saved her life, but authorities are concerned that this man could attempt to abduct other children or residents in the area if he is not caught soon. The Lauderhill Police Department has emphasized the importance of community vigilance and urged anyone with even the smallest piece of information to come forward.
I spoke with the teen and her mother. They are both very shaken up by what happened, especially because the man who did this is still out there. Do you remember what she said? For the past month, 13-year-old Kimora Reed says she's been nervous coming home from school, knowing that the man who tried to kidnap her is still on the streets.
Nervous and scared that he might do this to somebody else.
October 7th.
I was walking from my bus stop.
Kimora just got off the school bus and was walking home near Northwest 18th Court and Northwest 51st Avenue in Lauderhill when she heard someone close behind her.
I heard this guy jogging type running behind me, so I moved out the way.
Within seconds, the man in this yellow shirt grabs her.
He came behind me and grabbed my leg, started jogging me on the floor and stuff.
Surveillance video from a neighbor's Ring camera shows Kimora on the ground, fighting him off.
I was screaming get off of me and what are you doing?
She says she kicked and screamed, alerting a neighbor. The attacker ran off and Kimora ran home and told her mother.
And then my daughter ran in the room and said, "Mommy, someone tried to kidnap me." And I said, "What?"
Kimora's mother, Lois Kerr, says by the time she got outside, the man was gone.
It was devastating and nerve-wracking, everything. They tried to kidnap my daughter. Everything inside of me stirred, turned upside down.
1 month later, and police still haven't made any arrests. They're sharing this picture of the suspect, hoping someone recognizes him. Kerr has been sharing the video with her neighbors and telling them to stay alert.
So if you see something that's off, say something.
Since that day, the mother says she meets her daughter at the bus stop every afternoon and refuses to let her walk by herself.
But that tussle between 13-year-old Kimora Rye and this unidentified guy in yellow and red is impossible for Lois Kerr to tolerate.
I was gonna run him over.
Last month, Kerr's daughter Kimora got off her bus 2 blocks away from home. The teen heard a car pull up behind her, but thought nothing of it until moments later. Cameras at Lauderhill STEM High School show Kimora walking alone. Then, a guy in a yellow t-shirt and red shorts jogs up from behind, grabs Kimora by the ankle.
He looked like he was 14, 16. I was screaming at him, and I was saying "Let me go, what are you doing?" And so then I think a neighbor came out of their house and they said something to him, so then he dropped me on the floor and then he ran away back to the car, I believe.
Kimora ran home to mom for help.
She told me that someone tried to kidnap her. I didn't really get it the second she said it. But then when I look at her, I'm like, she's not playing. Somebody did. When I look at her feet, I saw her socks over her shoes. I'm like, oh my God, something really happened.
Kerr ran outside to find her daughter's attacker, then called 911 when she could not. More than 5 weeks later, Lauderhill police need tips and shared this video to get them. Kerr also shared video recorded by a neighbor to help investigators. Since this attack, Kimora is different.
I don't really walk down the street anymore.
Are you afraid to walk down the street?
Yeah.
He almost took a part of me. Yeah. I don't think he should be on the street.
It's why Broward Crime Stoppers is offering up to $5,000 for information leading to this guy's arrest.
Detectives want to hear from anyone who saw anything suspicious here around the time of the attack or anyone who recognizes the man in that video. If you can help, call Broward Crime Stoppers. Their number, 954-493-TIPS.